Hear me. This is the eve of final conquest. It has been a long campaign. We have traveled far and done many great things. Today is the end of all things imagined. I cannot promise you you'll ever taste the fruit of your gardens or the wine from your vineyards. Some of you will not see your wives or your many wives again. You ain't never been to correct the form of your son as he aims the bow or raises the sword and declares himself Lord of your household. We have changed the fate of nations, falling kingdoms, and redrawn the map of our world. But I can promise you this, if you stand with me here today, I will hand you the immortal glory of conquest. Fight on, knowing your seeds will live in a world where tyranny and evil must fall before the invisible knights of destiny. You are the Chaos Legion, my combat-heavy assault operations squad. I salute you. I salute you. I salute you.
Welcome to Toolbox Stuff. I'm your host, Tulium. We're about to get into some learning. Here's our agenda. Our intro is going to be chapter 1 of marketing. Let me show you. This is the book. I decided to skip the intro. This is what we're going to listen to. We're going to listen to chapter 1 of this book. This is the 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. That's our introduction. Next, we're making winter images. We're going to be picking out an image. I got a couple books here that I'm going to be looking at and showing you. Again, my nonprofit. Right? What's it going to be? Right? I'm thinking that it's sending books to soldiers or sending art supplies to soldiers. I'm leaning more towards art supplies. I got a niece that is a soldier and she's out in Kuwait, so I'm going to be sending her a care package. She wants some books. But I asked her if there were any soldiers in her regiment that might need some supplies and what is the state of supplies out there. So I'm waiting to hear back from her, and then once I hear back from her, then I'll be making a decision on whether we're going forward with Art4Soldiers, and we'll see what we could do. All right, and then we're gonna make a drawing. I'm gonna use the oil paint brush again for Procreate and see what we could create. All right, but yeah, let's get into it. I'm using this free text to speech. I'm going to have to be quiet while it reads to you. So let's go.
One, the law of leadership. It's better to be first than it is to be better. 222 Laws of Marketing, October 31st, 02, 12:23 p.m. Page 2. Many people believe that the basic issue in marketing is convincing prospects that you have a better product or service. Not true. If you have a small market share and you have to do battle with larger, better financed competitors, then your marketing strategy was probably faulty. In the first place, you violated the first law of marketing. The basic issue in marketing is creating a category. You can be first in. It's the law of leadership. It's better to be first than it is to be better. It's much easier to Get into the mind first, then to try to convince someone you have a better product than the one that did get there first. You can demonstrate the law of leadership by asking yourself 2 questions. 1. What's the name of the first person to fly the Atlantic Ocean solo? Charles Lindbergh, right? 2. What's the name of the second person to fly the Atlantic Ocean solo? Not so easy to answer, is it? The second person to fly the Atlantic Ocean solo was Bert Hinkler. Bert was a better pilot than Charlie. He flew faster, he consumed less fuel. Yet, who has ever heard of Bert Hinkler? He left home and Mrs. Hinkler hasn't heard from him since. In spite of the evident superiority of the Lindbergh approach, most companies go the Bert Hinkler route. They wait until a market develops. Then they jump in. 322 Laws of Marketing, October 31st, 02, 12:23 p.m. Page 3. With a better product, often with their corporate name attached. In today's competitive environment, a Me Too product with a line extension name has little hope of becoming a big, profitable brand. Chapter 12, The Law of Line Extension. The leading brand in any category is almost always the first brand into the prospect's mind. Hertz in rent-a-cars, IBM in computers, Coca-Cola in cola. After World War II, Heineken was the first imported beer to make a name for itself in America. So 4 decades later, what is the number 1 imported beer? The one that tastes the best? Or Heineken? There are 425 brands of imported beer sold in America. Surely one of these brands must taste better than Heineken, but does it really matter? Today, Heineken is still the number 1 imported beer, with 30% of the market. The first domestic light beer was Miller Lite. So, what is the largest selling light beer in America today? The one that tastes the best? Or the one that got into the mind first? Not every first is going to become successful, however. Timing is an issue. Your first could be too late. For example, USA Today is the first national newspaper, but it is unlikely to succeed. It has already lost $800 million and has never had a profitable year. In a television era, it may be too late for a national newspaper. Some firsts are just bad ideas that will never go anywhere. Frosty Paws, the first ice cream for dogs, is unlikely to make it. The dogs love it, but the owners. For the 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. 22 Laws of Marketing, October 31st, 02, 12:23 p.m. Page 4. Are the ones who buy the groceries, and they think that dogs don't need an ice cream of their own. They should be happy just to lick the plates. The law of leadership applies to any product, any brand, any category. Let's say you didn't know the name of the first college founded in America. You can always make a good guess by substituting leading for first. So what's the name of the leading college in America? Most people would probably say Harvard, which is also the name of the first college founded in America. What's the name of the second college founded in America? The College of William and Mary, which is only slightly more famous than Bert Hinkler. No two products are any similar than twins are. Yet, twins often complain that the first of the two whom a person meets always remains their favorite, even though the person also gets to know the other one people tend to stick with what they've got. If you meet someone a little better than your wife or husband, it's really not worth making the switch, what with attorney's fees and dividing up the house and kids. The law of leadership also applies to magazines, which is why Time leads Newsweek, People leads Us, and Playboy leads Penthouse. Take TV Guide, for example. Back in the early 50s, the then powerful Curtis Publishing Company tried to field a television listings magazine to compete with the fledgling TV Guide. Even though TV Guide had only a minuscule head start, and despite the awesome strength of Curtis. 5. The Law of Leadership. 22 Laws of Marketing, October 31st, 02, 12:23 p.m. page 5. The Curtis publication never really got off the ground. TV Guide had preempted the field. The law of leadership applies equally as well to hard categories like automobiles and computers as it does to soft categories like colleges and beer. Jeep was first in four-wheel drive off-the-road vehicles. Acura was first in luxury Japanese cars. IBM was first in mainframe computers. Sun Microsystems was first in workstations. Jeep, Acura, IBM, and Sun are all leading brands. The first minivan was introduced by Chrysler. Today, Chrysler has 10% of the car market and 50% of the minivan market. Is the essence of car marketing making better cars or getting into the market first? The first desktop laser printer was introduced by a computer company, Hewlett-Packard. Today the company has 5% of the personal computer market and 45% of the laser printer market. Gillette was the first safety razor. Tide was the first laundry detergent. Hayes was the first computer modem. Leaders all. One reason the first brand tends to maintain its leadership is that the name often becomes generic. Xerox, the first plain paper copier, became the name for all plain paper copiers. People will stand in front of a Ricoh or a Sharp or a Kodak machine and say, "How do I make a Xerox copy?" They will ask for the Kleenex when the box clearly says Scott. They will offer you a Coke when all they have is Pepsi Cola. How many people ask for cellophane tape instead? 6. The 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. 22 Laws of Marketing, October 31st, 02, 12:23 p.m. page 6. Of Scotch tape? Not many. Most people use brand names when they become generic. Band-Aid, Fiberglass, Formica, Gore-Tex, Jell-O, Crazy Glue, Dips, Saran Wrap, Velcro, to name a few. Some people will go to great lengths to turn a brand name into a generic. FedEx this package to the coast. If you're introducing the first brand in a new category, you should always try to select a name that can work generically. Lawyers advise the opposite, but what do they know about the laws of marketing? Not only does the first brand usually become the leader, but also the sales order of follow-up brands often matches the order of their introductions. The best example is ibuprofen. Advil was first, Nuprin was second, Metaprin was third. That's exactly the sales order they now enjoy. Advil has 51% of the ibuprofen market, Nuprin has 10%, and Metaprin has 1%. The fourth brand that entered the market was Motrin IB. Even though it has the powerful prescription name for ibuprofen, Motrin's market share is only 15%. Keep in mind that Advil was introduced with the same as the prescription drug Motrin theme. And note the generic substitution. Consumers use Advil as a generic term. Rarely do they use the word IV.
All right, we kind of get that. We get the gist of that first chapter. Let's be first. Who is first? Who's the first host of Toolbox Stuff? Me! That's right. I'm your first host. This one right here. This dude. Me? All right, I'm done being silly. Music in the beginning by Dynamics Plus. 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. We're going to go chapter 2 next podcast. This one. Look at that. I like this. This is a little dark, I would say. This is Ansel Adams, right? This is one of the greatest photographers in photographic history. So you can't really like talk smack about his stuff because his stuff is really good. Like, I would say this overexposed and underexposed, that don't make sense, right? Because he's a master. Layers. 1 layer. 2 layers. 3 layers. 4 layers. 5 layers. 6 layers. 7 layers. And then you got your 8th background layer. How many layers in your art? Go find your favorite photographer, the guy who you think is the best. How many layers? How many layers he got? He ain't got no layers. All right. Procreate. I want to give a shout out to last time we made this one. We made that one. I forget what's the brush called that we used. That wasn't that brush. It was, where was we at? We was in, I want to say we was in a painting. Yeah, the fresco brush. We're going to go back to this oil paint brush for today. Let me show you the one that I did with the oil paint. It was actually the first image, or the second, or the third. Well, the first one that I used the oil. As you can see, kind of looks a lot like an oil painting. I think that I could have been a little more precise in this area here. But look how that came out in the middle when I added the blue in the back seat. Yeah, the blue really makes that, the blue and the purple. Like, I added some purple too, and it really makes it pop. I really liked how the colors blended, and without losing the color. Like, you could still see every color that I used, like in the fender. But yeah, I like it. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. All right, so boom, we're gonna hit that plus. Untitled canvas, 11x17. I really should work like this today, which I am. I'm just gonna go ahead and work like that. All right, so I have to set up a workspace here. So give me a second to do this. I'm gonna go like this. Push that up. I wanted to find a special item to go with today. I feel like the truck was last time. What is this? Oh, this thing is still see it? If it's like that. Yes. Look at you. Can we see that? Watch out. Watch out. Oh, we messing up everything. Hold on. How about this? Hold on. That. Can we leave that? Can that stay like that? What's under here? Oh. All right. Maybe we could do it like this. Yes. Yes. All right. Imaginary color. I'm going to start off. All right, let's check my layers here. What is that? All right. How big is my? Guess that's all right. For right now. Boom. Let me check my. I don't want that up. Let's have. Right. Let's go for. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. Let's go back. Oh, yes, I can. Yes, I can. I can go. All you guys get to see what I watch. Yeah, I watch a lot of RDC World. I guess we could go ahead and quickly talk about, what I watch on YouTube real quick, since I got it pulled up. Yeah, Cartoonist Kayfabe. I'm a big fan of theirs. RDC World 1. Hilarious dudes. Hilarious. I don't know those other. I've seen this dude a whole bunch of times. This the guy with the shirt. What's called? Long Beach Griffey. Really, really funny. Really, really funny. Let's see. The rest of this stuff is the extra stuff. Like, YouTube will give you suggestions, right? And so the people the high tech people that I've listened to, they say never choose the automated choices, right? Always go into the search bar and find your own stuff. But this is what I do. I just scroll down till I see something that I want to watch, right? So, yeah. The funniest RDC World is Black Avengers, man. 100%. If you ain't watched Google it, watch it. Go to YouTube. Put in Black Avengers. It's 3 of them so far. Hilarious. So funny. Blanco, I watch him. But that's like I play D&D, and so I have this weird thing that I want to start crafting and stuff, but like I never end up building something. Cannon's Class, I watch him. Riza Islam, Gary V. Let's see what Gary V says. Actions over everything. Since we were talking about marketing. Actions over everything. We as humans are really good at talking, aka saying what we're going to do. There is so much opportunity to actually do. I've admired and observed so many doers, and I want this community to. I'm gonna finish this in this forum. He wants the community to do. Okay, all right. Let's not finish this forum. Let's see. I want the community to really consider that point. Oh, okay. Thank you. All right, what does Riza have to say? I didn't want to just like skip over Riza. Like, yeah, I ain't skipping over him. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look in yourself and make a change. Thank you, RZA. All right, Harry Tornado, he's another eBay seller. Oh, here's that guy again, doing comedy. Nick Relic. He does the What's Not Quite Right. He got the really deep voice. Yeah. I've never seen this one, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know Dragon Ball Z. Let's see here. I watch a lot of Dave Chappelle. This is Dynamica. His stream. Watch his stuff. He's cool. Of course, Joe Rogan. Captain Courageous. He reviews Dungeons and Dragons modules. Yeah. Retro Blasting. Really good show. All right, enough propping other people's stuff up. This is my show. Somebody's gonna get bored. I was gonna pull something up for you guys. Oh yeah, I wanted to pull up my own stuff. I hope I don't expose anything. What am I doing? Let's see my channel. I'm gonna play this, but we're gonna play this silently. All right. That's what we'll watch. And can we make one change? That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Boom. All right. So now let's go ahead and get this down here. I'm not going to do it with black. I'm going to go with green. Really like green. Yeah, I know it. I don't understand. Oh, because I didn't move this. There are two things. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to kind of get my. So the pressure is controlled by your pressure. Okay, so the harder I press down, I'm not even going to paint that with that color. I'm going to go with a gray. So the harder that I press down, I don't want to be that high up either. Oof. You wouldn't be able to normally do this with the regular paint. Do you think you could take some oil paint up off of the surface of the... Tripping. You tripping. Alright, so yeah, my mountains aren't going to be exactly like the ones in the thing, but like this paintbrush is kind of awesome with how it's looking here. I'm kind of feeling that. Looking kind of good. I'm not going to be worried too much. Nope, don't go down too far. Don't go down too far. All right, now I'm going to take, and just by the way, I'm like kind of like 100% guessing on like the colors that I'm choosing and how to like actually really make this work, right? Like I don't know, I'm not a Procreate master. But I've been told that I draw pretty well. I've been told that I draw pretty well. All right. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and I think those mountains should come up there. Go ahead. Oh, I'm gonna make the brush bigger. Grab my bigger brush. I'm gonna give me some sky love here. Some sky love. The sky is kind of weird in here. So in order to like, I feel like really utilize this, you have to be able to let go of whatever color you thought it was going to be. You know, when you did like photography, you should be like, oh yeah, this is going to be this color. This stuff right here, nah. You're gonna try to get it to be a certain color. But all right, so let's go with that gray again. So one of the things that I was also decided to do is not necessarily and I probably should have did lightest to dark, but you know, whatever. I'm experimenting. What I was saying was, to not to use the color picker to choose the color, but to like organically make it. I don't know if that's gonna make actually my painting look different, but just to kind of like, hey, get these colors. I want a lighter green than that. And like, that's the base colors. Like, what color is this gonna be? I know there's some people who probably paint with this brush that you know, hopefully if you paint with this brush, could you, oh no, no, there we go. This might end up being a really difficult piece. Why, you ask? Well, because why am I picking this like super light? It doesn't even make sense. I feel like the further away you get, it should go darker, but I don't know. Whatever. I probably should have just painted this just black and white, just in general, but I didn't. All right, I want to go. feel like this mountain is probably like base brown. Look at something else I discovered, right? Like, so this mountain has like different kinds of like shading to it. So I could press down and I could have like a darker area. But of course I can't like necessarily go backwards very easily. And I feel like a little bit of sandy area right here for the shore. We might be able to even stretch a little bit of color. And now we're gonna go with my blue. So another thing with oil, your stroke is very, very important. I wonder if Picasso ever did something like that. He didn't have the ability to do that, though. He didn't have that ability. He had to fix it on his own. All right, these mountains, what kind of color they gonna be? Purple Mountain Majesty. Put a little perp in this little area here, just for some, you know, maybe a little perp over here too, just so that we can feel like these mountains are like related to each other, right? We don't need any in the ground though. All right, so far so good. So far so good. All right. So, green grass, blue skies. All right, let's see here. A lot of like, I feel like I might have put in actually too much paint on this. This board. That's how I feel right now. I don't know. You know the one question that I forgot to ask my cousin? Why? So my cousin said today, "Oh, you got to pay for this art." Oh, okay. You want X amount for your paintings. Okay. Why? Why? Why should someone pay? No. Why should someone pay for you? Hmm? I ain't hear you. You ain't got no answer to that? Oh, she ain't here to defend herself. I shouldn't do that. Well, I did it. So now what? I did it. So now what? All right. Let's go with more of these mountains. Let's go with a little bit of redness. Ooh, too big. Too big. Too big. Too big. Folks be wilding in my neighborhood though, so if you start hearing like some folks getting cussed out, or somebody boxing or something like that, don't worry about it. It's just my neighbors. They're having fun. So my thought process is to fill in the areas that are white, right, and try to work my way up into the mountain. I'm probably going to come in with some really dark colors on this particular mountain that's in front here. Boom, that's me. So, that's me again. No, that's not me. City Hall, Philadelphia. One of my models. She was so pretty. I want that dark green. Darker than that. So I've been trying to figure out how to make those trees. Couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. Left Eye. Left Eye was a client before she passed. Like right before she passed. I was mad that she passed. And some of this I'm just kind of doing by eye, like what, where should this color be? I feel like that was a little bit maybe too intense. So there are like bushes and stuff in here. So I'm kind of going to make my stroke a little bit like a little bouncier. And it get not that bouncy. All right, so yeah, maybe we can watch ourselves. Watching ourselves. Watching ourselves. What do you think? Maybe. I don't think I should put anything jutting up into that water just yet. I know the problem. My brush is too small. See how it's better when it's bigger brush. Better when it's a bigger brush. But you gotta be lighter. Not up there. Only right here. I'm kind of liking this image. It's kind of looking good to me. All right, here we go. We are sponsored. We are not by Google. We're sponsored by Backyard Toys. Let's see. Oh, let's give a quick shout out. 4/6 Annihilators available on Comicology right now. If you like reading comic books, and you like 3D art, and you like great stories, there you go. 4/6 Annihilators. Alright, let's see here. Backyard Toys. Who we're going to keep on the cover? Let's go with... people really like this crow. But I don't like how it's displayed. It's too small. Let's go with... Really what I'm looking for is a specific thing. Yuck. Here it is. Backyard Toys. There you go. logo. All right, back to this drawing. I want a really, really light blue. Yep, there we go. Get here. To kind of. I don't think I should put some blue there. Yeah, okay. Just don't be afraid. See, that's the biggest thing that holds a lot of artists back, is that they just get so afraid. Don't be afraid. Yes, it's gonna change, but it should have been changed. Like, why do you expect things to stay the same? It's not gonna stay the same. It got to change. Things have to change. You know, that's why kids grow up. You can't just how about a little bit of sky blue in our river? I didn't want to bring some green in here, but I guess we got some algae. Let's make it a lighter blue. I'm trying to figure out whether I want to actually like fill in this sky with, you know, like no white, like, or do I want to I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. See how I'm kind of like adding extra colors in the sky, and then I'll probably eventually come on top with like a super white. Yeah, I like it. I like it so far. I like it so far. Let's see. What other color should I add? Let's go with. I'm thinking like a purple, but like, yeah, something like that. That's like a purple with a lot of gray, like a shell, but a purplish shell. Can you make these mountains a little bit bigger? And I think we're gonna need our brush a little bit smaller. Yeah, here we go. Well, I'm trying to, you know, not to necessarily have like all of the purples in this particular mountain, but I do want those colors in here. So I'll probably be like really heavy towards the end on this mountain, maybe. Definitely gonna have to change that mountain's color. That's not gonna stay like that. So this shell is kind of interesting. It's kind of like a kind of like a gray with a tinge of purple in it. Blending the two browns and the purple, the brown and the purple together quite well. I kind of like that. Again, like my choice and where to put it is just wherever there's light. That's where I rub the paint. And you know, this is kind of like a easy breezy type of situation, so I don't take too much brain power. On, you know, color choice. Where am I putting it? If I mess up, it's okay. It's okay. You know, this whole thing is for practice. But I will be putting these prints up on Etsy, and we're going to be selling them. Put in the comment how much you would pay for this print. We can start negotiating some prices. Negotiating some prices. Yeah. Could use some of that. Not much of it, but maybe just a little bit. She like going over it lightly is like taking the brush with not a lot of paint on it and just kind of going over the area. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you've ever oil painted or not, but that's what it's like. To me, anyway. And when I was oil painting, I want to say that I was a little bit more deliberate with my colors. All right, we're gonna get on these greens now. Here. Start off in the background. Get that. See, that's that lighter green. Get that in there, like that prairie green. A little bit of yellow too. Bigger brush because we're closer. Yeah, it would help if I could actually see what I'm trying to paint. Alright, all color and good color. Okay. Is that a thing? All color and good color? I feel like in the painting, this so like this is a nighttime shot. No, okay, it's not a nighttime shot, but it's like I don't know what day it is. All right, so my photography skills tell me that this is a daytime shot. It's just exposed in a very special way and then printed in a very special way. Okay, so like this wasn't just they put the negative on the tray and shined the light for 30 seconds and then boom, they got this print. This was like, I don't know if you ever did developing, but this it is very, very processed. You could really tell. It's just too many details for it not to be processed. Like extra burn up here, like specifically for this area and probably this area to bring out this. So yeah, all right. Right, where was I at here? I was in the greens. Let's get the greens. Let's get to the other end of the greens though. All right, so this is like this color is like a relative of the color that I just put down. It's like his grandfather. So I don't really want to go over the color that I just made, but like maybe next to it. Definitely want to cover up that I'm going to cover up the purples. Blend it with the purples, actually. So these stay wet. So this paint is going to forever be wet. That's my adventures with it. That's my call. Yeah, I told you I was gonna be real like heavy-handed on this one right here. I wasn't lying. I wasn't lying. I was a tiger. I wasn't lying. I was a tiger. We're gonna see if I have 7 layers in my painting. The color that I really need to bring into these mountains is black. I'm gonna bring that in. Just a few minutes. I really like how you could just kind of like override, but like still blend the colors together. Funky fresh. Oh, is this black? Like I kind of came over here so I can kind of get the feel of it first, you know. Already at an hour. Gonna go with no. What's wrong with my OBS? That's disconnected. So now I just got like, it's not completely white, but it's pretty white. All right, we're gonna see if this is actually gonna work. All right, I'm gonna be very heavy-handed. Ah! Be small though. See if I can get some. Like, I feel like the ice has to make sense. Like falling down, like coming down here, like coming down here and here. Right over here. All right, thank you for telling me that. God damn. You would think that they would know that maybe they shouldn't send me messages to my phone when I'm trying to stream. Like, you would think that maybe they'll know that. That is not what I wanted to do this. I don't know. I feel like it's pretty good. I think that we're done. I think that we are successful. One layer. Now we're going to go back to inking. I'm going to pick the black. And we're going to sign this piece. Right there. Is that where I want to sign it? Yep, that's where I want to sign it. Be careful. Mess something up. Never know. All right. Boom. I think we're done. Let's see. About a time lapse. Let's make a 30-second jump. So we can watch it. Enjoy. And save. And let's share. JPEG. I'm gonna save this. Let's go ahead, save another JPEG. Google Drive. Let's see, can we pick some? No, that's where I want to be at. Pick my drive. I don't want to share that stuff with them. Let's go with, let's just save it here. My drive. I'll find it. Load. All right, so what's on our agenda for next? Oh, I was supposed to oh, I can't see. You can't see that. What happened? Oh. Did I not save it? Do it again. Sometimes it takes a second. All right. Boom. Art4Soldiers. What would a soldier need? Maybe I could already start off giving him some of Frida's stuff. Oh no! But Frida already has one of these. Or is this hers that didn't make it? I think I might have taken this one out. I could send a really nice watercolor hookup. Really nice watercolor hookup. Now I have these. Ooh. I'm just gonna send that to Frida. She Open the second box. I also got these. Also got these. Excuse me for all the yawning. But I'm definitely sending those to free. What else is in here? I could just toss this in. Nah, this is going free. She's gonna get everything. These are colored pencils. Like, I just feel like she's not equipped to do dual assignments, and that's kind of all right. That's what I wanted. Dual assignments. All right. I could definitely send him one of these because this is my extra. So I think that our first soldier art pack is going to look like this. Wait, I need to send this. I want to send this, right? Just these two, but it's a watercolor. Take something from here. Pencils. A pen. That's good for the watercolor. What's this? Those are erasers. Should I send them some charcoal pencils? I think Frida has enough of these. Yeah. All right, so charcoal pencils. Regular mechanical pencils. These are 0.9 leads. They come with erasers, so I don't have to send in an eraser. This is a Pigma pens, 0.5. It's water resistant, good for inking. With your watercolor pencils. All right, and I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to send this, because watercolor pencils, watercolor paper. Can't take shorts like that. Can't take shorts like that. And anything else that I want to add to this? I think that we're good. All right. So here is my first soldier art pack. So it's going to go to some soldier in Kuwait. And now let's add the books. What are books? What books are we going to send? Justice League. She says she likes comic books. Here's the Justice League. And wanna. Throw that in the trash. What else? I had a whole bunch of books. Oh. Ooh, if I would have failed, I know y'all would have laughed at me. No birthday books. All right, Omar Tariq, little black reading. Shirt off his back. little Jerome Dickey. That's a whole like black setup there. Let's see, what else are we gonna let go? You gotta let go. You gotta let go. Should I give them one of these? These aren't even in English. These, I couldn't believe that these were only $1. My little head's getting hot. This is in English. I think I have these listed though. Yeah, I have these listed. I'm not sure if I should send that. Looks like it's going to Kuwait. More comics. More comics. More. I am going to look on my back dresser before I make a mess in here. So while I do that, let's get that off of there. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Let me see what is in the other room. I'll be right back. Oh, I was supposed to. Can't leave it silent. Tripping so much. All right. Boom. Here we go. Ooh, when I make this thing big, I can see all the little flaws in it. So what?
I grabbed my sword and staff, match from the king of ash. The hour nearing, I sat My lord! The Battle Lord Dynamics Plus approaches! How many does he ride with? A small band of 30, sir. How many stand at the ready? We have 300. It won't be enough! Sire, may I present? Go out the way, you dog! Here I my lord, Dynamics Plus. What brings you so far to my King Briar? I come with a message. What? He bade me give you this small token. Who? Consider it a toll for crossing his bridge. I don't understand. Stay where you are. Your exile gladiator is now declared undefeated. He has his 1,000 victories. I know this Briar is the last. And now, King Briar, you will remember his name. Victor Ademus. Unbeaten. Immovable object. The irresistible force. The invincible gold champion.
All right. I have returned victorious. Oh, I left one of the books. Oh well. All right, so
They're killing everyone.
this
We must
is
escape.
the family Corleone. We're gonna look it up right now because I can't send their money, but I can. Oh, I got a sale. What sold? 2 sales. Ooh, NBA Jam. NBA Jam. That's what's up. $12. All right. And then they finally paid for my my little they finally paid for my Negro League shirt. So now I have to find it. Alright, boom. Oh, I can't do that. I have to do it this way. The Family Corleone by Ed Falco. Go hard in the paint. Waka Flocka. Want to make sure that I'm not giving up something that's worth $1,000. $4. All right, so I can let this one go. Family Corleone. All right, one book. Where we at with our time? Hour in. All right, second book. It's got a barcode. This one's called Harlan Coben. No, I'm sorry. That's the author. I don't know why his name is so big, but the title of the book is long lost. I guess he must be one of those guys with a bunch of books, and so they're like, look. Where we at here? Boom. Where we at? Where we at? Boom. There we go. I think I had this listed before. one will probably sell. Guess it's going to Kuwait. What's this one? False Justice. 8 myths that convict the innocent. So brand new. They want $53. You think this is new? I think this is new. Is it signed by the author? What's this thing here? The Innocence Project. Let's see. Myth 1. This is Janet Reno. No. It's not. It's prologue. It's probably written by Jim and Nancy Petro. Let's see what he has to say. Okay, myth number 1. Everyone in prison claims innocence. Myth number 2. Our system almost never convinces an innocent person. Myth number 3. Once guilty people confess. Oh, only guilty people confess. Ooh, that's deep. Myth number 4. Wrongful convictions are the result of innocent human error. Myth number 5. An eyewitness is the best evidence. Myth number 6. Conviction errors. Oh, conviction, like as in you are convicted. Conviction errors get corrected on appeal. Myth number 7. It dishonors the victim to question a conviction. Myth number 8. If the justice system has problems, the pros will fix them. False justice. False justice seems to be pretty expensive. Let's check this out, because sometimes people would be having them listed just because it makes sense to list it that expensive. But it don't be worth it. We'll be putting this right in the box to Kuwait. I had something else to send, but I'm kind of not that excited about sending it. I'm not that excited about sending it. All right, so we got a box of stuff to go. Going to be oh, let me check this. Let me check this. First of all, let me just. A little cough in my throat. I don't know. Weed cough. It's not COVID. Whoa, these prices are serious. Excuse me. Again, I should turn my mic off when I'm doing all this coughing. All right, so I guess this can go ahead and go. Make sure this is not signed, because some of these books that I got from this particular shop were straight up signed. I love the color in this thing. Look at this. The color. These sharp lines. tastes. It makes me choke. I do appreciate the consistency this guy, the artist, has with these ugly faces. These faces are so ugly, but like so many things about this book kind of makes up for it. But like I don't think that they overpower the ugliness of this of his faces just in general. Like look at those lips. Like there's nothing sexy about that right there. There's nothing pretty about it. It's not cute. It's just like ugh, like for real. Like an alien monster would have a mouth like that. Not supposed to be a good looking girl with some lipstick on. Just saying. Like reasons comic books fail. That's dope. No one can look at these people because they're just not cute. All right, enough slander. Send it to Kuwait. Milk in my coffee. I already checked these. I was gonna put these together as like a black author lot, but I'll send them. All right, a couple comic books. She said she wants some comic books. Flash number 50 and Justice League Tower of Babel. Yeah. And I got to send them a drawing. So I have to figure out how much it's gonna cost to go there to send. So look, if you have some donations for me, if you have some art supplies that I could send out there, if you have some books that I could send to our soldiers in Kuwait, please send me an email, tulium@gmail.com. It's in the description. Please send me a message. Let me know. I'll come get the stuff or whatever. Yeah, you know, especially if you're in Los Angeles, if you need some help shipping, you know, got you. All right, so what's our agenda? Where is our agenda? Did we hide it? We hid it under here. Here it is. I didn't put no paintbrush in my little art pack. Ain't no paintbrushes in here? I think I take the paintbrushes out of here and put them in the other container. They really need a water brush. I need to put a water brush in there. You won't get any of my personal water brushes. That's a water brush? Nope. Yeah, I'll have to find. I'll have to find some water brushes for them. All right. Here we go. Here, we got. All right, so we're done. So we talked about Art4Soldiers. We picked out our art supplies that we're going to send. We got some books that we're going to send. We just need to find the box. And winter images. Yeah, so we're going to be making some winter scenes, some winter situations. That's why today, I don't know what's going on with. Who are these people? Where are people on my phone? Listen, I don't know what's going on with all right, here we go. I just want to see recents. Where's recent? Boom. All the way down. Oh, look at that. If this was a real oil painting, I'd be much more proud than I am. front on your art, man. All right. Let's see what this is going to look like. Another layer of black, I think, would be righteous on the mountains. Once the mountains are dark enough. Next time. Did I tell you that we're going to be getting some t-shirts? Yes. 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 Soon. Again, oh, yeah, let's fix this one so we can put it up. Edit. Done. Go. I gotta tell it to go. And here's the other oil paint. I started off I was going to do something else, but then I ended up. I still might finish the other one. Yeah, I like it. All right. The rest of these are things that are available on eBay. Not Tower of Babel. Drawing on the right side of the brain. Pokemon official Nintendo DS strategy guide. You need that. Knight Rider Season 2. This is when Knight Rider got good. Okay, so this is when they got the they figured out how to explain why Kit was so tough, right? So they got the the little spray that they tried. They kind of like talked about it, in the beginning, but Season 2 was when they was really like, boom, Kit is the bomb. That's when he got his upgrades. He got his new voice box, the new little thing. He had to fight Carr in this season. Carr was the bad guy. I almost want to open it up and play it, but I'm not. We got Smurfs. And this is the image. Oh, let's make today's image. So we're going to make an image just like this right now. All right. So if you want to be included in this, better hop in the chat right now, and I will include you in the stuff. All right. So on this screen, it's going to be this. Boom. All right. Toolbox stuff in the middle. I think we could leave that just like that. Let's let all of these books be right there. Boom, there I go. Here I go. All right. Let's prepare. Boom. We're ready. Flash my hood on them. my little shot. Boom. Boom. All right. Little piece of art. Save as. Toolbox stuff. What's today, the 18th? You actually can't see what I'm doing right now, but I'm just making one. Right, I think that looks good. Toolbox stuff. Alright, cool. So, outro. What are we going to do? Did we get another something else? Is that it? Dang, this cough. It's a weed smoke cough. No COVID. Our outro music is going to be... let's celebrate this ultimate year. One of my favorites here.
My car slid to the curb. She hopped in looking crazy disturbed. She said just drive for the next 4 or 5 blocks and not another word. I finally asked where to. Anywhere. She said anywhere compared to where I've been is gonna be better. Ain't no rush to arrive. Then she shrugged like she couldn't decide. Put the meter in play, made a right on Broadway and said, maybe you should take a day. Come back when you're headed straight. Besides, what can't wait? At least go in late. Or she said, oh, you a shrink too. What you think you can do? Just like you said. Then she said, be fair. Take my sense off the fair. Cause you ain't trying to hear any noise in the ear. You just drive and I ride it, we clear. Then she sighed, turned her head to the side. I'm waiting for the light to turn. My life has she said, I'm waiting for my life to turn. After Radisson, I made a turn at Madison. She said, I met the last good Samaritan. Should I keep the meter running? I said, you gotta stop running. She said, now ain't you something? Trying to save my soul, but in case you ain't know, it's too far gone. And I said, you wrong. This is your life. You write the words to your song. And on that note, she stepped out. Paused like she had second thoughts and doubts. Then she got back in and started crying. So I started driving.
Peace.